Everybody, thanks for watching. And just a quick reminder that God's Sun is now available. New DVD on the Sun, really getting into all that information as I said I would. Also, the last 4 books that I put out on the biblical series, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, and 1 Samuel is also available. Definitely check those out. I have gotten a lot of questions about the Bible series. A lot of people want to know, how long it's going to take for the series to be completed, and when am I going to be putting out videos or what have you. I don't know why a lot of people feel a need to express that they won't be purchasing the series until the whole thing is done, but that's, 66 books. 66 books is going to be coming out. It's going to be 66 DVDs, or 65 on the Bible books that are, like 4 chapters or less, or under 5 chapters. I'll probably just put it with another chapter. So, it'll be roughly 60 still DVDs that's going to come out. So it's going to be probably expensive to buy all 60 all at once. So I definitely recommend to get them as they come out. Not just that, I have other videos that's going to be coming out that's going to really deal with and get into more information about a lot of the books, and it's going to have information that's going to basically be pertaining to some of this stuff. So case in point, this God's Son video, as you watch it, you'll see, it's a big deal. But yeah, I highly recommend people get the videos as they come out and really watch them. Those of you who have watched them understand what I'm saying, but this is really a video to basically address a lot of questions I've been getting recently. I've always been getting questions actually about relationships, the relationships of Black people and how we should, address what's been happening. And I think a lot of people don't really get or really care about the state of the Black relationship and where we stand as Black people. But it's a problem, it's an issue that we see and we all know about. You probably won't see or understand it if you are just stuck within the confines of your neighborhood. If it's all Black, you probably see Black people dating Black people, but you also see the problems, the issues, and the stuff that we all understand and know takes place. And again, I'm always going to point it back to the hip-hop culture, which is where the negative energy is stemming from, when you really understand. So it's really up to the Black woman to really understand her place and her power, and the fact that she is really in control of the Black man, even though it may not, seem like it. But you got to understand, we have issues. And I say that in a sense that we have issues of lust. And this is the problem. And any straight man can be controlled with lust if it's the right woman. And that's been proven to be true over time. But the Black woman has to understand that she is being used to bring down the Black man. And you have a lot of people who have pointed this out in so many different books and videos or what have you. And our problem is we can't control ourselves. And when you have a woman giving you what you want, it's hard to turn it down. It's hard to tell her that she should take another route. And that's the problem with us as Black men. We are not really talking to our women and telling them that this is a problem, this is the issue, because we look at the situation as a personal, private, intimate moment between a Black man and a Black woman, but we don't look at it on, a larger scale. Our women out here showing everything, making themselves look lesser than any other, race of women on the planet. Where else can you find women that's doing stuff on a level as Black women, as far as destroying their image? And that's important because our image, we can't compare it to white women or Asian women or Latino women or any other women on the planet, because we are not in a position to do so. We are behind. And when you're behind, you're not supposed to put yourself even more behind. You're supposed to get serious now and step up and rise to the occasion and become something different. It's going to help you, get out of the situation that you're in. So the problem is this: we are acting like we don't see it. And that's the issue. We don't want to see it. We're acting like we don't get the problem. Like it's not even there. We just blase. People just going about their life and, oh well, and that's the problem. That's the biggest problem, that we just don't give a fuck. It is what it is. This is what we say. And as long as we keep that attitude, nothing is going to change. So what I mean by this is, come on, we got to go back and look at the music. Look at how things was before this major change and really ask yourself some tough questions. First of all, one, why would they allow the type of music and image that is being put out of black women to be put out? Of all the images, of everything that we could put out, why this from black people? Why this image? Why this whole culture of drugs, murder, disrespecting black women, black men being locked up, violence, crime, the whole nine? Why that image specifically for black people? Show me on the reverse from any other culture the same type of entertainment put out by them. They got country music. You don't have a whole Grammy Awards or whole award ceremony dedicated to the culture of white folks, Asians, Hispanics, putting out content promoting the death and destruction of their own people. Where is it? Talked about how China banned hip-hop from mainstream. They banned the image. They banned all that stuff, understanding what it is. But we accept it, and we don't want to even say that it's an issue. We want to just, man, you corny for talking about it. Anybody who talks against it is a hater, has a problem. It's a culture. Everybody wants all this hip-hop culture, and rap is different from hip-hop and all that. That shit is stupid. It's all put there to bring us down from the start. And it begins with the black woman. Again, music started out promoting black women. Black men actually, serenade black women, asking black women to be with them. Now we telling them to suck our dick. We ain't saying be with them, marry me. We saying derogatory, nasty, filthy stuff straight to black women. Just straight up stuff that we would never say back then. Now it's just, no respect at all. We had Q Sweat and people begging and screaming. Now it's, hop in my ride. You gonna suck it or not. This is the change. But the problem is, you have black women accepting it. Accepting that type of behavior from us, and now promoting it more than ever. I promise you, if it was any other culture, if the Asians suddenly came out, all the Asian men suddenly came out with music derogatory to Asian women in a way that our music is to black women, they would be protesting. You would have a lot of marches of women demonstrating that that's not them, and they don't accept that kind of behavior or talk from mainstream media, from mainstream. So when you have mainstream putting out this kind of information, they are agreeing with it. They're agreeing with it. They're saying this is what you are. This is who you are. Exactly what these rappers say you are. No other race of women would tolerate this kind of talk on a level that we have with black women. Mainstream, popularizes everywhere. Plain and simple. And it's defining who black women is instead of them being defined by something totally different. Their progress, their mind, their actions, positive things that they have done. This is the message that is put out. So as long as you have a message like this being put out and black women accepting it, you are saying effectively, this is who you are. This is what you want. And now you have Instagram, making it, even more louder. Women just Instagram hoes. This is what they want to do with their life. At what point did so many black women wake up and say, I ain't shit, this is what I want to do? And when you understand from a mental standpoint that it's the music, it's the culture that is putting this forward, putting this into the minds of the women that this is acceptable. And us as black men, by us not saying nothing, and by us not, putting out our voices and lifting up our voices and saying, this is not acceptable. We don't accept this from our women. We don't want this being put out from our women. We all partying, and we can't even control ourselves from, the excitement that we get from seeing a woman twerk and seeing them disrespect themselves on such a high level on social media and everywhere else. We can't even just look at it and say, this is wrong, because we so fucked up as well. And they sitting back and they're laughing. And we don't want to realize that this is what they're doing. The music has changed, plain and simple. So it was subtle, and only certain people picked up on it. You know, why is it that all this music coming out with, you know, problems with black relationships, issues with black men and black women? Even, you know, as I said, Creep, TLC, Scrubs. You can go from Destiny Child, Ladies Leave Your Man at Home, Club is Full of Ballers. Why is this type of music being put out like this, with this type of context of something that is derogatory or something that has to do with the destruction of a black relationship or problems in a black relationship? Why is all the music on that level? It was like that for a while, and we didn't see it until it was too late. I mean, just think of all the songs. I can go through a whole bunch of them, but you know them all. You're on my little secret. I can keep posting them up here, and you can see all these songs having to do with an issue in a black relationship, or that is just outright disrespectful to the black family and to black women, and all this stuff coming into play and entering into our psyche and affecting us on so many different levels. So we can all agree that that's the case with this music. And today it's just gotten even worse. And these people who we look up to, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B, and all these women that's out here, starting with, you know, Little Kim, it really started with. Their agenda and the reason why they were signed and put out and promoted was to destroy you. Plain and simple. Never heard a woman say the kind of stuff that Little Kim said when she came out. And we made it cool. And we act like it was something that was just great and it was cool, and it was just a black woman just making herself into the most nastiest, craziest type of, you know, hoe, or whatever you want to call it, that you can think of when you really put it into context. If a woman came to you one-on-one, not on the mainstream level, and was saying the kind of stuff that these women say, you know, what would you think? The problem is, you know, most black men, a lot of black men will like it. And they will use that and use the fact that the woman is at this state, a lower mental state, and take advantage of her, you know, just for sexual thrill or what have you. And since this stuff happens on just a personal level, one man, one woman, we don't see the widespread problem of it because we don't see it on a larger scale. People look at it, you know, it's just entertainment, and it's deeper than that. And if we having our women coming out like this and putting this type of image out there, and we just think it's a party as men, we're going to get this kind of result. So one of the reasons why you are not going to find good men, especially if you're putting yourself out there like that, is because they have no respect at all. They have no respect, and they mess it up for the good woman that's out there that's doing well and trying to be respectful. They mess it up for them, and instead of, you know, us seeking a woman that is professional and nice and, you know, knows how to really show herself well, instead of the way these women do, they're not getting the kind of attention and respect that they deserve, because mainstream has told us that this is the type of woman we should be taking in. Everybody wants this type of woman, and not the woman that's going to really create the right type of household that's going to provide generational wealth for you and your family. So it's become a problem. And again, you know, I've gotten a lot of messages from people who really want more insight into this situation, and I think we all know, and we just don't want to admit exactly what it is. We all don't want to touch on it and express the problem because it's just not cool to do so, and that's basically what it is. And it's a huge problem, and we're seeing it all the time, and we just keep jumping on the bandwagon because it's popular, as if what these women are doing in the destruction of our women is cool. So as long as, you know, black women continue to accept this type of behavior from mainstream media, from the music, from other women, then it's not going to be no good black men. You're going to be hard pressed to find them, plain and simple. And as long as black men keep seeing what they want, you know how hard it was for them to get us, you know, to accept the things we actually accept today. You know, 20 years ago is nowhere in the world you could put the kind of stuff on TV that's on TV today. I mean, it just wouldn't be acceptable, plain and simple. So now it has been this whole changing of the way things is put out there. And you got to look at who it started with. You didn't see that kind of behavior from, you know, the white culture or any other culture putting out any kind of music that's on a level of hip hop today. So the culture change was from us, because everybody's following the hip hop culture. So we wasn't seeing kind of, you know, music and the way these video girls look. We wasn't seeing that from nobody else. It was our culture that put it out, because they want us to be the ones, the face of derogatory women, the face of violent music, and the face of the destruction of a people. And then it's entertainment to them, but it's real for us. As I said, we got to deal with it from both sides. The entertainment value as well as the destructive part of the entertainment that we're putting out. They can just have fun and party with it. We got to deal with both of it. It's like, you know, you throwing a big giant party, you having a good time, party is rocking, so many people coming through. It's awesome. But guess what? When these people leave, you got to clean up. You got to clean up. You got to clean all that stuff up. You got to deal with broken shit and stuff broken. You got to deal with the problem. Yeah, you had fun. It was a good party. But, you know, the mess that was left over, you know, definitely is an issue. But in our case, you know, it's far worse